To Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for a 9-race programme, a mixture of Class 5, 4 and 3 action. Very competitive all the same after a big weekend at Sha-Tin. We've got it all covered here on Racing So When. A very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Jones, joined by our former analyst in Paul Alley and race caller Tom Wood as well. Tom, and so we see the return, amongst others, of Harmony and Bless, who's unbeaten in 2 starts so far for David Hayes.
Absolutely, Andrew. He comes up midway through the programme and he looks a strong chance. He has trialled well down the straight since that last start win on IJC night with Holly Doyle on board. 3 Class 3 races to round out the programme as well, and looks like on paper Joe Moreira has got a pretty solid book through the course of the evening. He's got a full book of 9 rides on the card Wednesday night.
What else we've got to look forward to, Paul, as far as first starters and any jackpots are concerned?
No jackpots. All the money got won last time. And look, there's a few first starters. There's a couple of interesting ones there as well. Some having their debut, race debut, and some have raced in other jurisdictions as well. So looking forward to seeing those throughout the card.
OK, all right, so 9 races to get into in a moment or so. Before that, let's look back on the action at Sha-Tin in our racing review. It was the final race on Sunday, which drew most attention, a Class 2 contest. We start to get excited about the 4-year-old Classic Series starting in a few weeks' time. But the 4-year-olds were upstaged in some fashion as well here, Tom, by not usual talent.
Absolutely, it was a nice ride from Tony Piccone. You can see him back there on the inside of Rich Delight, looking for that gap. Lucky Patch was up front here with the band of brothers and Rich Delight in the red cap. Out wider was Beauty Smile getting home. Beauty Joy towards the inside, but the horse we all expected to go close in that race, Paul, and the purple, going out of shot there, did nothing.
No, he didn't, did he? Very disappointing. A good win from not usual talent. Did upstage those horses. I thought it was a really good run from Lucky Patch, though. He stayed on nicely, and of the 4-year-olds, he was the best run, I thought.
Well, and Rich Delight, I think, was pretty good in 3rd place as well. And Beauty Joy, who was there on debut, Tom, I thought he acquitted himself very well.
He was certainly making nice ground over the final stages, so I think there's certainly more in store for him. He came here on a high mark, did Beauty Joy, but absolutely nothing wrong with the run either in Rich Delight, because he did have that lameness issue.
Not usual talent got the biggest hike of the day. Sorry, he's on the highest rating of the dash, up to 99 now, but Sight Success, Paul, got the biggest hike.
Yeah, it was a really good win from this horse as well. He sort of trailed the leader in, and then the leader went clear, and he ran him down nicely. So I thought it was a good run, and there's plenty more to come from him. And good to see Super Football win a race there. That's his first win. He was a worldwide maiden coming into that.
Yeah, certainly was, and Lucky Fun was able to bolt up earlier in the day. So we saw some nice horses come through the meeting on Sunday at Sha-Tin, but yeah, the Class 2 honours went to Benno Jung.
Absolutely, just shy of a triple-figure rating now. That is not usual talent. They were the big winners the afternoon. We'll see if we can find some more now with our horses to follow. All right, there's lots of first starters and lightly raced horses earlier on the programme. Paul, what did you spot?
A horse called Rainbow Light. He's only had a couple of starts, this horse. He got well back, and I just really like the way he hit the line. Now, Jenny did say in the paddock that the horse had improvement to come, so that's positive going forward as well. So looking forward to seeing him at his next start. You can see him down the very outside there. Just failed to get up for 3rd, and he was a massive price. He was well over 100 to 1. That's what sort of scarpered a few triple trios, I'm sure, if he had got up, but it was still a really nice run from him, and I look forward to seeing him next.
He was a fine-looking specimen with the brow band on top and the sheepskins down the side as well.
Yeah, all right. Tom, what have you got for us?
Zone D coming out of the John Size stable. This horse here got a long way back now. In his lead-up trials, he'd missed the start to varying degrees. He'd missed it by long way and sometimes not so far, but he was actually quite good out of the gates on Sunday, I thought. Settled towards the rear and made good inroads here behind Lucky Fun. Branding Power wasn't able to pick up Lucky Fun, who was really well banked on this occasion as well, but like the way he stretched out over the final stages here, beaten by a nice type there, but it looks to have a future, certainly does Zone D, as long as he can get away from the starts again in the future. All
right, we'll keep our eye on him. My horse to follow is the horse I threw up as an each-way shot. He was over 140 to 1 here. He was probably asking a bit to see him win. This is Sight Success, who wins the race. That's him down on the inside there, just about to go clear, and does it in some style. But it was only his 2nd start. This is 1,200 metres by Animal Kingdom out of a Starcraft mare. I know he did win over this trip in New Zealand, but With the breeding, you think maybe a little bit further. Coming out of a good form race at Happy Valley the start before. He finishes off strongly here, gets up on the line for fourth place, and say maybe up in trip, we might get a return in the not too distant future. Now, it was a busy day for the stewards. Alexi Bedell and Wagner Borges ultimately picking up some time off. 2 days, Alexi and Wagner, the 17th and the 24th, respectively, there. All right, so that clears up all the action from Sha Tin on the weekend as we start to look forward now to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, which is meeting number 37 of 88. We're closing in on the halfway mark. We start off with a Class 4 here over the 2,200 metres, headed by More Than a Horse. Both him and Peach Blossoms drop into this class for the first time. Full powered imaginary roll forward from barrier 8. Dynamic Eagle made just about all to win over the course and distance last time out. Owner's Star third to Bundle as a Delight. That was over the 1,800 metres. We've got Bullish Glory, only beat one home behind Dynamic Eagle last time. Perfect to Play, who was winner in Class 5 over the extended mile, 2 starts back. And Exaltation behind Bundle of Delight as well. Just beaten a nose over the 18 last time. He comes up in trip, and he is the only one of these, Tom, that spent any time up at Chung Fai in the last 30 days.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a lot of pace in this contest. Good to slow, 2,200 metres. We saw Dynamic Eagle last time out in the end, perfectly rated up front by Alexi Bedell, and he scored nicely. So he'll be up there. Might get challenged a little by Full Power. I don't think he'll apply too much pressure. Owner's Star just behind them with Perfect to Play Magnetism. Looks a little tough for Alex Lai, riding Peach Blossoms out of gate number 11. He is drawn the widest over the 22 trip.
This horse has been downgraded into Class 4, More Than a Horse. He's going really well in his track work. Douglas White doing the work on him here, and obviously he trains him, and a nice piece from More Than a Horse, so look forward to seeing him. Peach Blossoms, as you pointed out there, Tom, it looks like he might be a little bit wide. I wonder if they will go forward with him over the 2,200 rather than stick out there or try and slot in. But look, there's nothing wrong with his work, and by Tavistock, 2,200 should be okay for him. And Dynamic Eagle, a winner last start. He's come out of that race with no issues and moves nicely down the back straight here with Alexi Bedell aboard. And Alexi Bedell riding very well at the moment, and he'll be on board on race day.
He certainly is, yeah, and that's where we can start, in actual fact, with Dynamic Eagle and his last start go-to-woe victory. Alexi in the saddle this night. Tommy drew barrier 1 that evening, got barrier 3 this time.
Yeah, so you find the front, I think, relatively easy from gate number 3 here. He was in front pretty much throughout. He got taken on at about the 750, and the horse that took him on didn't work out well for him, and he was able to hold above at bay here over the final stages. So similar sort of run. I can see him doing something similar again, Paul. Yeah,
I've got him in the numbers as well. I think he's going really well at the moment, and above has come out in 1 as well.
OK, what about Exaltation? Owner's Star, Magnetism again, and Victorious Seeker. This is Exaltation's best effort to date. Paul just failing last time to Bundle of Delight.
Yeah, it looks one looks close to him. He's right down in the weights now as well. Exaltation, Joe Moreira will stick with him as well, and off a rating here of 43. Look, he's got barrier number 6. I think he'll settle midfield, and he'll try and do the same again. So, look, I think he's a good chance in this.
Yeah, narrowly missed on that occasion, didn't he? He's a 19-start maiden, so he hasn't been overly reliable for his connection so far, or punters, but I think, again, he gets his chance here, especially with Moreira on board. OK, that's Exaltation then. What about Perfect to Play? Now, nothing wrong with the win 2 starts back. It was a small margin. That was as a favourite in Class 5. This is him last time out in Class 4, though, Tom. Yeah, so he's on the back up here. This was last Wednesday night off a mark of 45. He was beaten 2.5 behind Maldives and Charizard. I thought he was still staying on quite nicely at the end, so I don't think he's out of this sort of race, Paul.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's stepping him up to 2,200 metres now. He has had one to go at the distance before. OK, but it is Exaltation as our favourite. Paul trying to break through for his maiden victory. Yeah, I've got him on top here. I think he's going to have every chance in this race with Joe Moreira aboard. I like More Than a Horse, the horse that has been downgraded. Zach Purton will jump aboard as well. Dynamic Eagle's in form. It was a good win from him. We saw that. And Owner's Star has a winner at Happy Valley before, 2,200 metres being by far looks good for him. 11, 1, 4 and 5.
4 on top for me, Dynamic Eagle to try and dictate here again over the 2,200 metres for Bedell and Shum. So he's on top over Exaltation, 19-start maiden with just that 1 second placing next to his name. Perfect to Play gets his opportunity. Don't think Owner's Star's the worst. He's returned to some form in his last couple. He's put on 20 pounds since his last start victory, which was off 65 his last victory. So 4, 11, 10 and 5.
I've left the current favourite out, Exaltation. 19 starts without a win. He can go around without me. More Than a Horse I do like, though, dropping in class for Douglas White and Zach Purton.